911 operators of Reddit, what call will you simply never forget? Teachers who regularly get invited to high school reunions, what are the most amazing transformations, common patterns, epic stories, saddest declines etc. you've seen through the years?
Former student who was a decent kid who tried, just not the brightest. Graduated, got a job at Whataburger. Got fired because he kept showing up late. His manager was his mom.
8 of my 438 student graduating class, 2009, have passed from opioid overdose. The reunion is this July. Not a teacher, but there was a guy who was the stereotypical jock in high school. Very unemotional, stoic, etc. Then he went into the military and got PTSD. Now he is a hippie and psychotherapist. The dumb fucks that graduated my year of 2001 tried to organize our 10-year reunion in 2010.
What is something perfectly legal that feels illegal?
Taking your first newborn home from the hospital with no prior training or experience.
Taking a shit ton of samples and then buying nothing.
Taking something into a store like Lowe's or Home Depot to make sure you can find the correct adapter or connection. Then walking out with it and not paying for anything after not finding the correct connector.
Waiting for someone on the street when there's the cop around.
Owning a flamethrower is legal in 48 states, California and Maryland require licensing.
Turning left at a red light from a one-way street to another one-way street. Edit, for those asking or confused, I live in Ontario, Canada.
2 U.S. states go to war with each other. They can only use items as weapons that represent their state. What do they fight with and who wins?
Utah, release the bees. Idaho feebly throws potatoes at the swarm.
I'm not from the US but I'm learning so much.
Florida hurts itself in its confusion.
Arizona and Florida send mass waves of old people zombies at each other.
Louisiana versus Florida. Each enlist an army of gators and upon attacking each other all gators pre-form a death roll, forming a black hole in the swamps. There are no survivors.
What are the unspoken rules of Reddit that would be the first you tell someone who just joined?
Don't like cause in an argument. People will check your profile to see your posts or comments.
You'll get downvoted for being right one day and upvoted for the same post the next. Just be yourself unless yourself is a jerk.
If your post gets a ton of upvotes or is gilded, do not edit your post with a r/awards peach edits.
If someone recommended Reddit to you IRL, don't ask for their username. We don't do that here.
Your post should always be free of grammar and spelling mistakes.
Username should not be your name.
Don't lie about stories, they are going to expose the shit out of you. Repost with caution.
Singles of Reddit, what do you like most about being single?
Being able to sleep diagonally across my bed, so much space. Everything in my car and apartment is exactly where it should be.
I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can spend money on myself with zero regard for what anyone else thinks. I don't have to factor anyone else into my plans or life decisions. It can be lonely sometimes, but it's also delightfully selfish.
I can do what I want whenever I want. Well, actually I still gotta help my family and go to work, and that pretty much drains my entire social battery.
I don't have to choose between hanging with my friends or myself.
I'm through the constant anxiety of if I'm being a good boyfriend.
What normal thing is 10 times creepier if you do it with gloves on?
A blind date.
Greater than hey, welcome to my home, can I pour you a drink? Greater than yeah, sure. Greater than, puts on heavy rubber gloves, opens a cooler. Greater than are you having a drink too? Greater than ha 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 no.
Put rubber gloves on to hug someone and then take them off. Rubbing lotion on your hands while wearing gloves.
Buying bleach.
Being the defendant in the trial of your ex-wife's murder after being a football star.
Visiting a bank.
Paul Simon's hit song posits there must be 50 ways to leave your lover, but only lists 5. Slip out the back, Jack, make a new plan, Stan, no need to be coy, Roy, hop on the bus, Gus, drop off the key, Lee. What could some of the other 45 be?
Just fucking leave, Steve.
Jump off a cliff, cliff.
Get a new plan, Sam.
Sleep with her sister before telling her it's over, Grover.
Respectfully inform her that although she is a wonderful person, you both know that it will never work in the long run, son. Run off with her sister, Mr.
Just hook up with her mom, Tom.
Women who propose to your boyfriend, how did they react when you were the one to pop the question?
He was pretty taken aback, and said it was the nicest thing anyone has ever done for him. Then I reminded him he hadn't answered the question yet, and he said yes.
My wife doesn't post here. One day, she said, "Hey, ya wanna get married?" I said, "Okay." Happy together for 18 years and counting.
What is your favorite insult?
The first time I heard this was in GTA SA. CJ randomly yells it at people he crashed into. Are you a professional moron? Or just a gifted amateur?
You're the reason why tubes of toothpaste have instructions on them.
I bet your parents try to change the subject when their friends ask how you're doing.
My math teacher used to say, "You are so lazy, you are going to marry a pregnant woman." That stuck with me. Still lazy.
You are impossible to underestimate.
Why are you playing so hard to get when you're already hard to want?
You're a complete tool but not half as useful.